Okay, here's the problem I want you to try based on calculated queries that are put into forms and reports. We're going to do something like this, where you're going to have a chart with students' names, their grades, and 4 of their marks, and you're going to work out the student averages. And down here along the bottom, you're going to work out the course averages for all the English students put together. Okay? Now, when you look at the problem, I only want you to work on step 3, which is to reduce these reports. Okay, let's take a look at how we would do it. So first of all, you would have to make a new file, a table, and the table would have the following fields. Okay, so you would have obviously the person's name, which is text, grade, and the 4 English, math, French, and history marks. Okay. The second step would be then to fill in all the data. All right. I didn't do it all, but you get the basic idea. You would type in the student's name and all the information about them. And now we're ready to do the actual queries. Now remember, first thing we want to do is have some sort of student average. So that you would do by going into the query. So you press query. And it's up to you what you want to include. I'm going to include the name. Grade isn't necessary, but let's add English, math, French, and history. The last one would be the student average, colon, and it would be a bracket, square bracket. And I'll try to widen this a bit and shrink these down. Okay, so it'd be the English plus the math plus the French plus the history, all divided by 4. And when you run the query, you would get something like that. Then you would save. So we'll call this the average query. And you would now make a formal report. This time, let's do a form. It's the same basic idea. All right, you press new, use report wizard, and you're going to base it on the average. All right, we'll grab the name, English, math, French, history, and the student average. And when we look at it, you're going to have, this is basically the same as a form. You're going to have a report that will have along its right side the students' averages. Okay, and there they are. Now you also want the overall averages for each course. So you would press the pencil ruler and you'd go into here, and what you would do is you would drag down. I'll do one example. You drag down, let's say we're going to work out the English overall average. All right, and you can write in here, write in English average. Next, you would right-click here, go to Properties, and the control source would be AVG, round bracket, square bracket, English. And let's take a look at it for a sec. So there would be the English average. Now, if you wanted to determine the results, for instance, for this last one, greater than 80 or less than 60, what you would do is create a query. You'd go back to the average query, and you'd add these 2 lines underneath student average. Greater than 80, less than 60, you would run the query, and then you would save this and base a report based on this query.